Hi everyone, welcome, good evening, good day, wherever you are. Hey Nadia, hey Mr. Nobody, hey Dave, how you guys doing? I just figured my cup of tea is still too hot right now. That's the facial stupid expression right now. Is it still hot? Kind of. Musophrenic, hey. Sylvie, hey. How you guys doing? You almost never catch me live. Well, it's always a Wednesday, 8 p.m. my time. So, I mean, my time is Central European Standard Time. So it's Berlin time. So right now it's 8 p.m. Hey, James, how are you? 4 a.m. in Australia. Yeah, that's that's probably the reason why you never catch it. I actually will try and experiment around with different times, leaving it on Wednesday, 8 p.m., but definitely try to go with other days. And, let's see. Maybe I will be online on the weekend somewhere, maybe Sunday. I'm not sure yet. I will definitely let you know. Yeah. We never think of, yeah, it's hard, because at the exactly other side of the globe, because of the time zone thingy. So technically, how many hours are you back right now? I don't have it in mind. So, say you already said it. It's 4 a.m. So it's 8 p.m. my time. So if I would be online, oh man, I'm always. So it's 16 hours something. Is that right? Am I stupid? Well, it could be 14 hours, right? 14 hours back. Yeah. So I should probably make it 12 at noon, around noon. So maybe that would kind of work. But we will see. Hey, Yashim. Hey, Georg. Thanks for being here already. So, what's new? What happened? Just let me know. You seen some exciting things? Because I've just checked, that trailer of that really kind of, that new trailer by the Keep Forest stuff. Probably have to get that free instrument. They offer like a free instrument. Let me just dig it up. What was it called? Ferrum. So they already have a, let me just quickly hop over here. I've just seen it. It sounds pretty good so far. So I'm pretty curious about this one, definitely. And there's actually another one. You've probably seen all that. Let me just dig that up too. Nice, like watching trailers in the beginning. So Heaviosity had kind of an exciting announcement. It was just also like a little trailer here. Let me just move that over too. You've probably seen that too, right? That looks pretty cool. Yeah, what do you guys think? It's probably Damage 2 something. I could actually think it's Damage 2, but I think the Heaviosity guys are, I don't know. I think it would be, I'm not saying lame to name it just Damage 2. I think it's something new. I mean, they were groundbreaking with with Damage, with like the initial Damage release. Hey Eve, how are you? It's lag. So you probably have to set down the quality because my stream here works fine so far. So probably if you remove the quality a little bit, make it like 720p. Hey Yarek, nice to see you. C Gross 5090K. How are you guys? Emir Jess, guten Abend. It's kind of funny when you always talk, on your stream when you talk English, try to talk English, and then you switch to German, you sound like faking it. But then you realize, well, you are a German guy, There's no need to fake it. Oh yeah, it could be a cache thing. Yeah, but I typically, if there's a problem with a transmission or something, it should be. It sounds a little bit mean, but it should always happen on your side, because since a few weeks, I'm so happy that I have zero dropped frame. Actually, the thing is, zero dropped frames. That was the thing I wanted to finish. The funny thing is, I went for a faster internet connection. I have one which is, I think, what is it, 250 Mbit? And I went to another one which has 500, and it's also cable. But the thing is, the cable transmission, it kind of sucks. There are some, like peak times, and then the stream is pretty, well, not great in quality. You always have dropped frames and stuff. And then I switched to that other, the DSL connection, and the streams work like a charm. So maybe it seems like their transmission is kind of somewhat secure or somewhat more safe. That's interesting. So Yarek, you were on Twitch before and you had problems with it, and then you switched to YouTube and there wasn't anything going on. Yeah, Musophrenic, yeah. You still hear the original damage in 2020. I think you will probably hear it still for a few years, because it's just one of the most hard-hitting sample libraries out there. There is the only thing I heard which really had that much impact is definitely the Keep Forest, the Devastator, the trailer ensemble drums. But this is like more like hits. But damage is still one of the most, one of these libraries with the most impact. The other library I've experienced that came very close is Cerberus, or like the Decimator drums that was initially released but discontinued. I mean, Jess, you're trying it again. Yeah, I know that I shouldn't do any 60 frames, and that the file transmission is actually 100% higher. Yes, I know it's very important for ego shooters, but this is what I also do sometimes. And I know it works well with 30 or 24. I would just try to yeah, but you can still lower the quality, so it should be fine. I mean, yeah, no, it's 60 frames is important for ego shooters, but this is what we also sometimes play. So yeah, that's funny, but that is funny that it's working well on YouTube but not on Twitch. So, I would say the thing is also, hey Mina, how are you? The thing is, when you are on Twitch, sometimes it switches to a rate that doesn't work well for me too, and it looks like low quality, and then you switch to 1080 or something, and it works awesome. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. So let's continue writing our track here. I already fired that up. And let's see where we are. So we have to, hopefully we get this track done today, because I definitely want to move on with the next one. I decided to go with the next one because I got Spitfire, the BBC Orchestra, just the core version. So I think I wasn't really sure if I would use it, to be honest, but I just had to have it. Oh, just had to SoundCloud.com Edward Music. Hey, how are you? And thanks for following. So, yeah, so I got the BBCSO Orchestra, or the BBCS Symphonic Orchestra, whatever. And I try to probably will go with a track dedicating this streams, the following streams, to write one track with the BBC Symphonic Orchestra. I'm still not sure what to do. I'm kind of leaning towards trying to get some kind of Enderton's Escape, like Minority Report thing going. That would be very interesting. Yeah, I said I'm no. Actually, to be fair, I said that I will most likely get the BBC Symphonic Orchestra, but I'm not really sure. But I don't have anything of the other libraries. No. Like what is out there? I don't know. I lost oversight, like studio strings, symphonic strings, whatever. Okay, so let me just listen to the track once, and then we just try to finish that sucker off today. Yeah, so that's it so far. I almost forgot to unmute my microphone. So I just remember that one stream when I talked for like 5 minutes straight, and I was like, okay, so I think what I want to work with, let me just read through the chat. Yeah, the coffee, the mock. You know, the funny story is actually, Hey David, how are you? Vitaly, yes, we definitely have some more cowbell in there. Why is it called like cowbell? Because cows have it, you know. I was wondering why there are no sheep bells or anything. Oh, it's like kind of a bad dad joke, but yeah, actually I don't drink that much tea, but sometimes I feel like, you know, because I was out yesterday night, but it was safe. So it was like a new theater play here in Hamburg. Like a buddy of mine wrote like this Paradiso show. It was at the, you know, Schmitz Tivoli, and if you go there, it always will. It's always late when you come home, and there is always beer involved. So I kind of feel like cozy today. And yes, actually, the thing is, this is like some huge mug here. I had this. You know, when I get up in the morning and I try to just drink one coffee, and I like to have a lot of steamed milk on top. And if you just get like a typical cup, there is not much, you know, not much possibility to get like a double espresso or something and then have like lots of milk on top. So I usually try to find the biggest mugs wherever I go. It got that worse that when my mom is here, she's strolling around Hamburg, strolling around the city, and comes home and said, look, I probably have the biggest mug for you. So and this was actually one of the biggest mugs I found in a shop close to here. So it's always the best thing to have. So it's like, you should see my beer glasses, you know. Wife said just one beer per night. No, just kidding. But so what do we want to? I think to add a little bit, let's kind of try to finish that track. So I would love to go for some more cymbal hits because we just have to make sure. No, I'm not showing anything. Do I show anything? Because there's something new coming up soon. So let's go with some Pandora cymbals here. I'm always picky with kind of let's just come up with some cymbals here. What happened? Something's kind of funny. Oh boy, what is this? I never had this before. Something is weird. Okay. Let's have a stopped cymbal here. And let's have a roll. Where were the rolls again? Yeah, like a stopped roll. Oh, it was shift. Okay, something is kind of... Wasn't it? Let me just... Yeah, it's shift and asterisk, so... Anyway, let me just... Maybe not a... Key. But I think I will make the last one stop, so... Yeah, Matthew, getting old here. I always forget software. It's kind of terrible when you switch between Premiere or After Effects, Cubase, and Studio One. You could completely mess up everything. And I don't find the time to put all the commands, the most important commands I'm using, to my Stream Deck here. So that would basically solve everything. So Twitch errors. Okay, so maybe then something obviously is going on with their server, because if I watch Twitch streams, usually I don't have any problems with it. So okay, let's save. Yeah, ambient jazz, I totally get you that the stream is around 7 Mbit. I have lowest, I think, like 6 Mbit, 6.5 Mbit. But you know, to be honest, if you check on a smartphone, I mean, it's like, I'm not really sure if a stream like this, where you work on all these kind of instruments and push little buttons, is something you should watch on a smartphone. I mean, I totally understand it. Sometimes there is not a chance to watch somewhere else on a big screen or anything. But hype is crispy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for creating loud music. Yeah. It's I don't know what's going on Twitch right now. I tested it from here and it worked okay, but you know, I totally can imagine that stuff doesn't work really on the phone. What happens if I check my stream? Well, it kind of seems to work, but I mean, I get it. From the phone, it's like something completely different. I'm not really sure if it would make that much of a difference. And you could still, I'm not really sure where, but you can still trim down the quality on your Twitch. I'm not sure where it is, but let's see. Maybe we go down to 30 frames. Okay, so next thing I want to, yes, I right, in the beginning, I just want to do something in the very beginning of the track. Yeah, I will just show that off. Thank you, Eve. Raging Strings Volume 1. I will just introduce that in a little moment for a little while, for a second here, but I definitely want to get this track done. So what do we come up with is a new instance, and I just want to do something with Arcus, because I think having like a great patch, like an atmospheric thing at the very end. Where did I load? Oh, here. So let's just move this down. Okay, let's move it here. Just call it Arcus intro. I just want to have some kind of an atmospheric pad that is textures, motions. A storm is coming. Sounds great. What key are we in? Completely forgot. E. Yeah, let's do this for the intro only. Just have it in the very beginning, just as some kind of intro, and I could just sneak it out or just kind of fade it out. So just to have something. Yeah, it's Arcus. It's that new collaboration by Orchestral Tools and Native Instruments. It's really a great library. I mean, it's kind of in the same, let's say, flavor like the time micro, time macro stuff. But I simply love this kind of tools because you just sneak it into some kind of arrangement, and you always have some kind of atmosphere going on, and you can quickly change, the mood. Kind of make a track more horror-like or more like fantasy adventure-like, or creepy, mysterious something. So and we definitely have to have some more woodwinds going. So let's do some arrangement stuff here. Okay, so let's this part, and let's make it. Let's try something. Let me just try the. Let's clarinet. Let's try it. And from here, let's take the flute. So we didn't use the oboe here, so let's double this. Let's double this one here with. Let's just copy the entire part from here. Just put it on the oboe. Some kind of a bump I don't like. soon staccato, so we just put that over here. Let's copy a bit more. Flute staccatos. Just have to get rid of this one here. Okay, something like this. Okay, something is missing, still missing here. I don't want to bloat this stuff up here, so let me just... And we just copy that here. Oh, that's very low. And I also will... what will I do? Yes, I will just use the drone. I'm using not kind of a drone, but that atmosphere thingy. I will just use in that part here. Let's do something. Very subtle. And I also want... Let's see if we could... Shit, made a mistake here. What is this? It's kind. Maybe too low. Yep. Should also get some kind of a timpani roll. Okay. So let me just read it. What did I miss again? Oh yes, that's orchestral tools woodwinds. You know, I have to confess, I never watched Omen. There are so many movies I didn't watch. It's kind of. Oh yes, we still have also harp missing. Hybrid wave lords. Okay. So what do we have here? Does this apply to pipe organist and okay, so okay, so let's just. What do we do now? We should kind of prepare the storm. So having like a little bit of a something like a low rumble, like a roll or something. So maybe we should get some. No, maybe not Devastator. Maybe we should just, keep it simple and go with a. So we got the Gran Casa here. Maybe that's. And I think we don't have any rolls yet. Okay, and I think we need 6 beats. just have to do this again here. Okay, so if we do this, we just probably have to do it for all the notes. So also have staccato notes here. Definitely need to have more choir here. So at the end. And we have to double the choir with the trumpets at this point. Oops. Saving. No, this is not mixed already, Demon. I will definitely mix it, and I will probably, reduce it to the stems and see that we just mix the stems. I'm not sure yet. Yasser, the choir is Storm Choir Ultimate by Stretzoff Sampling. Okay, so we just need to have some choir at the end. I think I would just make it a little bit of more drama and don't go with more staccato notes or something, but oh, maybe we could do this. That sounds pretty decent. Fucking mod wheel. I hate that Native Instruments keyboard. I'm sorry to say, but this is so annoying. I just record something and just tap on the keyboard. Right now it doesn't work. And then it randomly records mod wheel data. This is really annoying. And I think we don't have... Put in some more mod wheel stuff here. No fifth possible. No C sharp. Okay, so anyway. Let's do the same. Okay. Hey, Scandov. Yeah, I know. I love it because it depends. I mean, so far, I think it's quality-wise, it's one of the better keyboards below $500. Everything else I've tried was just crap. I'm really sorry to say this, but it doesn't matter if it's an Alesis or an I even forgot what the only thing which was really cool was an Oxygen 25 by was it MIDI Man or something that was pretty decent. I had a Fatar, an SL990 Pro or something. This was really terrible. The mod wheel was just sending out constantly information, and the A61 I got now is okay. So I feel like the quality is pretty cool, but the mod wheel is kind of crappy because it always sends out information at some point. And I seriously don't understand why this is the case. I mean, if you don't move the mod wheel, it shouldn't do anything. And I understand that there are like sensitive parts in there that control, that the response has to be there. But, or like a button, if they run into that problem, M-Audio, thank you. So if they have a problem with sending out data all the time, why isn't there like a little lock button that locks or deactivates the mod wheel that you accidentally can't record anything? I really don't get it, especially with I contacted the Studio Logic guys back then. Is it like the Fatar, the Studio Logic 990 something, SL, whatever. And I said, hey, you guys, you know what's going on with your mod wheel? Is that a common problem? And they said, yes, it's just, we can't do anything. I mean, just put like a little fucking button in there, that you can press, that you just disconnect the mod wheel as long as you're not recording it. I really don't understand why this is not possible. And I mean, it's probably like a production additional cost of maybe 50 cents or maybe a buck or something. I don't know. I'm no expert, but there should be something possible. Okay, so we have a lack of woodwinds going on at the end. So the only thing I definitely want to do, because I don't want to make sure, I sometimes work like the sound effects guys in movies, when you have a war scene and you have like 10,000 whatever orcs doing something and 5,000 knights, and you just see like 3 people at the very front, and somebody lifts a sword or draws a sword or putting down his helmet or whatever. You don't hear what all these 15,000 things in the back are doing. So sometimes it's I find it necessary to just work with what is really relevant. So I could fill this entire end with woodwinds, but I probably want to double the melody with the clarinet, probably some maybe flute, maybe the oboe, and with the oboe here. Oh, just have to repaint this for a second here. We should definitely get some more flute runs at the very end. Yes, sir. All the libraries I'm using, basically it's pretty simple with my stuff because I'm using kind of like short, like how do you say, abbreviations for everything. So if you see something like NUC, it's obviously nucleus. I got some custom patches going in. I can go over that in a second. I have the performance samples, violins, Araya. I have Audio Imperia, the cello legato, the violins. I have Junk XL, JXLB is always Junk XL brass, Cinematic Studio brass. I got the performance sample stuff, Caspian again. Then Berlin woodwinds, everything. And for the orchestra percussions for this track, I'm using Pandora, which is Symphobia 4. And I also have Audio Imperia decimator drums. Then the Hans Zimmer Taiko ensemble, the low booms, also Hans Zimmer, and the Heaviosity ethnic ensembles. Just for this one bit here, down here. Some Jade percussions, and some Cerberus, and the Storm Quarry Ultimate, and the Arcus patch we just put in. Oh, there he is, DJ. So, what do you want to do? Yeah, maybe some... So maybe something like this. How did I do? Kind of. No, how did I play this? I actually should... No, if we do it right. So okay, that works. Just look, let's copy this. Okay, let's simply copy. Do we have the flute staccatos? So we just see, this is the typical example. You just see this line here. This is just mod wheel information that has been recorded that I didn't include. We still need. Oh, there they are. Piccolo flute staccatos. Okay. It's kind of, am I going to upload this song on YouTube when it's finished? Actually, yes. Yes, I will also upload it to my, Patreon account that you get the stems and get the entire thing, so you can just check it. Like also the MIDI file. Sorry, I mean basically the entire arrangement I will upload to my Patreon account, so you get all of this. I think the only thing that I have it that I split it a little bit into the tiers, that on the $1 level you will get the track, and on the $5 level you will get the stems, including the MIDI. So that would basically be the entire project. But I just don't want to upload the entire project. I mean, I could, if you have Cubase, you could use it. And also the production stems. Okay. What was I missing? There was something I just wanted to... Oh, Kenneth, hey. Which libraries do you use for the fast legato in strings? What place do you mean? Because I actually don't have a lot of fast legato stuff going. So let me just know the spot you're talking about. What did you for pre-mixing? Routing reverb. Yeah, let me just show you the mixer, because I think, yeah, I mean, I could optimize a few things here and there. I mean, the track is not done. If I feel like doing something, I can still rework this and, kind of get some fixes. So, yes, Matthew, thanks, harp. What do we do with the harp? We could just try come up with something. So, Chess, let me just quickly show the mixer and what is going on in terms of pre-mixing. I'm in the way right now, so maybe let me just quickly is it this one? Yes. Oops, there I am. Gone. So as you can see on the strings, I just have like this channel doing nothing currently. There is no compressing going on. I have just one instance of Cinematic Rooms Professional. I just took the orchestration hall. Why? I don't know. It just sounded good. I mean, I don't think too much when it comes to stuff like this. I also took another hall, which would be the Amethyst hall for the brass, a little bit more on the wet side here. And for the woodwinds, I used another hall. It's called Enlightened Hall. Again, don't ask me why. It just sounded great, and I think by mixing all these things together, you get kind of a different characteristics. I mean, let me just bring me back here for a second. So if I just play, let's say, the flute. So this would be the flute without reverb. And then let's play the brass. Let me just use play the... So as I said, this the Amethyst Hall is actually the standard preset. If you get Cinematic Rooms Professional, if you own it, this is like the you know, like the factory the factory preset of that library. So this is how it sounds without. And I'm actually for the Junk XL brass, just to be sure, I'm using the Al Meissen Junk XL mix and just the Decca tree, nothing else, no other mic positions. So this is the reverb and just with the Decca tree. Okay, and the strings, let me just, the violins 1. Oh, I just forgot to mention this because I'm having some kind of like, you know, custom patches, which is basically like for the violins here, I'm using a mixture of Cinematic Studio strings, then Nucleus, 16 violins, Legato, and what is this? Of course, orchestral tools. So I think I muted the Nucleus violins because I have Araya anyway, so I don't need to, you know, blend libraries that are sounding a little bit too similar. So I just want to have all that different information. Let me check the reverb. Sorry, just... So, no, actually, hey, Ember Eyes, no, actually, Cinematic Rooms is my go-to reverb. I like it because it's kind of, it has that clarity in the sound. So, I still have the Seventh Heaven. I love that too, but it kind of colors the instruments a little bit too much. So. So I'm pretty, you know, the thing is, I mean, to be honest, it's a little bit like I mentioned before, it's a little bit like homeopathy. It's like a homeopathic discussion when it's about reverb, you know. Technically, you could just throw in like an RC48 or 24 reverb or some kind of Valhalla, and then as long as you know what you do, you can show me that track. And I would say, yes, I like the reverb or I don't like it. And I don't absolutely care if it's a Bricasti hardware device for like 2,000 grand or 3,000 or even more expensive. I think they're like 2.7 or something. Or if it's like Valhalla Room. I mean, if it works, it works. You know, we had this chance once to sit in the studio and testing a bunch of lexicons like 70, 80, 90. Also... I forgot what the name of the big lexicon is, actually. And we had a Bricasti also, and we had several plugins, and we were listening to them. And I mean, you know, it's if you are a top notch, if you are a pro mixer, a mastering engineer, you probably hear this right away. But in the end, this is probably a game main theme. Nobody absolutely cares if it's a percussive device or a Valhalla reverb, as long as you know what you do and as long as it sounds good. Yeah, right, the 224 XL. Was it this one? Did we have another one also? I'm not really sure. A 960 or something? I don't remember. Hey Vitaly, so you upgraded your 60 gigs of RAM from 2400 to 3200. I think you see some. I think you see some performance when loading your stuff into memory, but I'm not really sure if the performance will be better. To be honest, I don't have that much knowledge about it. I had my machine built, and I just said, just put in the fastest RAM you have, the fastest memory to that point. And I just want to have 128 gigs because I got to that point where I had like a session with 50 or something like 55 gigs. And it was kind of like hitting the edge of 64. So I said, I just want to go with 128 because I just want to be set for the next, let's say, 5 to 6 years. And well, basically, Yasser, how do I manage my CPU performance with all these huge libraries? So the thing is basically that I have a template. Right now, I have this template with some preloaded stuff, and I don't have it activated or deactivated because I have this nasty bug in Cubase when I activate or deactivate and reactivate a track that it starts with solo defeat. I'm not really sure what's going on. And I don't want to rebuild my entire template, but I know to the point when the Presonus guys fixed the negative delay, which kind of had been fixed because you can use a plugin. So maybe like when I have time in the next weeks, I will definitely build my orchestral template in Studio One, because to be honest, I'm kind of like, let's say I want to Cubase only when it comes to video work. So, okay. Oh, Chess, do I use concept like Tiefenstaffelung for epic music? You know, to be honest, I just like to layer libraries and take the information of all of these libraries. I don't want to match them. I just put them on top of each other and see if it sounds, you know, see if it works. So, I probably don't think too much, you know, when it comes to these things. So basically, Yasser, what I want to say, I deactivate the tracks if I have too much tracks. So technically, if I would build a huge template in Studio One, basically like an all template, I would probably, and if I end up with like 500 or 1,000 tracks, I would just deactivate maybe 950 and just use 50 of these instruments I always use to be able to sketch something right away. So this would probably be my concept. Oh, Sam, let me just read your question. Hey, do you plan any course online on music composition, orchestration, create mock-up trailer music? Thank you so much. Thank you so much that you find my stream and the music inspiring. Yes, at some point, I just want to come up with some kind of composition, maybe trailer or game music, but I also want to get into some kind of library creation course, like from scratch, but just not getting into like deep coding or anything, but just like, you know, the most basic stuff. But I just need the time. It takes so much time. You know, I recently had this YouTube challenge of going for like 28 days straight posting to YouTube. And it was just, it needs time. So, yeah, but I definitely want to have something coming up like this, definitely. Eve, what's the preset made of? Yeah, it's Nucleus, Legato, Arc. No, it's not Arc 1, it's Berlin Strings, CSS. I can quickly go through that again. Let me just unmute this for a second. So I have... Why am I not getting any output here? Oh, this is why I love Cubase. I don't know. Well, then not. Maybe you guys see what I'm doing wrong, but I don't. It's like I don't know. So so this is Cinematic Studio Strings and Berlin Strings. It's you know, kind of difficult. It's why did I use these libraries? Just because they were my main used string libraries before Araya came out. So it constantly kind of changes. You know, I always try to go a little bit with the time. Maybe my next kind of melting preset will be using Araya and Berlin strings. But always, it will be always like Cinematic Studio Strings because it has a great studio quality to it. I really love the Teldex Hall of the Berlin strings, but I also love how Nucleus or now Araya works because it's kind of direct and it's always there. And if you mix this in a specific way, maybe having some solo violins in there too. So I'm not really sure what's going on right now. I think it has to do, it must be something with Cubase. I don't know what is going on. Maybe it happened because I said, the funny thing is I have this feeling, this is why I got this bug of solo defeat. Because I had one track, if you remember my previous streams, I always had my vocals, my voice in Cubase. And I was solo defeating that track. And I feel when you build a huge template and you have some command going on that you save with a template and you load it, and then at some point something messes up. And if you apply something to another track, whatever it is, then it keeps these settings and, you know, kind of messes up your template. It could also be contact related. I'm not really sure. But Eve, yeah, thanks. I mean, you could, of course, you're welcome to mimic this patch, but I would just try. It's just like it's maybe just like a bunch of my favorite instruments, you know, because for the violins too, the legato patches, I layered the afflato strings, the minimalist violins. I love that patch, and then I used also Berlin strings because I love them. The overall sound and the playability, because if you press hard, and if you press short, you also get kind of a staccato sound. And so it's very versatile. There is a lot of stuff going on inside one of these patches, whereas the afflato strings, they don't have an attack, but the sound is nice. And then for the third patch in that package, let's say Cinematic Studio Strings, the violins too. And the funny thing is when you hit very low dynamic, you have, or low velocity, you have like this little portamento thing going. But you also have attack. So if you mix up all these things, so if I go back to the violin 1 patch, kind of sounds similar, but still different. Stupid, but they just wanted to come up with a different flavor of the sound. So if I hit up the violas, you see that it's cinematic studio strings again, then you have Berlin strings again, and the minimalist viola legato patches from Afflatus. So these are the things that the same goes on for the cellos. So we got cinematic studio strings, Berlin strings again, and we have nucleus cello legato. And for the bass, we got the first chairs from Afflatus. Sounds kind of spicy and direct. We also have the Berlin strings. Mighty and cool room sound. And then we have the nucleus double basses. But they're kind of like, I mean, of course, it's just the sustained patch, but they kind of sound dragging, but they have a great big sound, very juicy. But if you combine them all, so this is the cool thing. I would just layer what you prefer or what you like, and then just put it together and work with it. Yeah, and I know Afflatus is quite steep, but it has a lot of content. I think let me just check. Is it first chair? So it should be a solo bass, right? But it doesn't sound like. So that's it. Hope that makes sense. So I would just try to come up with the libraries you have and just mix them together. And you may be surprised. Maybe you got some very old Miroslav patches. Maybe you have the free orchestra by Project Sam. Maybe you got some layer instruments by Orchestral Tools. Most of these libraries are free. You know, so if you just layer these sounds, maybe you can create, you're creating something very cool, very unique sounding. And, you know, like people, it's like, wow, what strings do you use? How did you get this sound? You know, so stuff like this always happens. And I even remember one part. I just have to show this actually to you because it was one track. I was back then writing for Orchestral Essentials for Project Sam. And there was one thing happening where it sounded like a legato patch, but it wasn't. It was just sustained samples. And I know it's a little bit of a different thing. It doesn't have to do necessarily with layering, but I'm just talking about this moment that you just put something together and then something happens you didn't expect. And this is what I like about music. This is like the same when you just have like modular synth and you accidentally put something in the wrong hole and then something happens you would have never expected. And where's that demo? Oh, yes. So let me just play you one part of that demo because something happened at this part. It sounded entirely legato-ish. At least this is how I remember this. So Now this part. And so on. So that part actually sounds... Oops, I'm sorry. So this is actually just a sustain patch, and I was just fooling around with this, and it just created this kind of intertwined legato-ish sounding lines, and it was just sustain samples, so nothing else. Dave, yes, using panning really helps to create space, but you know, most of these orchestral libraries, as long as it's not a studio library, is already recorded in place, like for example, Berlin strings or something. So these libraries are already pre-panned, but it also makes a little bit of sense to just, you know, use them. I'm not really sure when the last time I really got into panning all that stuff. I know I should maybe take care more about this, but it's like when you go to the studio and you record studio strings and then you just put them on the entire track. I mean, like Alexandre Desplat did it with Godzilla. I think he said he recorded double the size of strings and just didn't put them on the left side, but also recorded them again and put them on the right side. And I think, yeah, great. So you just have like stereo strings. And of course, it sounds massive. The score to Godzilla is really great. But it's just like, you know, it's just stereo strings, violins all over the place. So, and then people comment, oh, this sounds so mighty. This sounds so impressive. Well, he just used kind of like a studio setup by not caring about panning in the sense, you know. Jazz Dude, yeah. Project Sam, PS Project Sam. What I was, you know that you're talking about the demo. This was orchestral tools. Project Sam Orchestral Essentials. It was like a smaller version of the sim. I think it was like specific patches from some of the previous Symphobia releases, but I'm not really sure. Could be entirely free stuff, but it was just like, let's say, like a starter patch, and it's very affordable too. I'm not really sure what it's currently, how much it currently is. Let me quickly check. Project Sam Orchestral Essentials. It's also part of the Native Instruments package. So currently it's, what is it? I think they also did. Could it be that they renamed it? Orchestrator. Oh, here something like, yeah. Oh, it's on summer sale actually. Let me just pull that up. So let's do some shameless promotion for Project Sam. It's 139 euros currently. Usually it's like 200. But yes, I love that. It's my... Oh, there's my demo here. Hey, Alien Abduction Dreams. Still on here. Yeah. Yeah. Takahashi, I hope I pronounced your name right. Yeah, you use Cinesample, Cinestring Solo, and you blend it with Nucleus and Albion. So basically, you can blend everything. You're right. You like, you know. Oh, sorry. If it's about piano libraries, ask someone else. I don't have any clue. You know, I'm one of these people who most likely don't even use piano at all, except probably this one track you just heard. Blasphemy! Yeah, I know. Edmund Red, thanks for following. Also, Vesh, thanks for following. Thank you so much. Yeah, I should do more solo blending, but so for this track, I used the template that I had to this time. And as I said, on the next track, we're going to do I will definitely use BBC orchestra only. And I had this crazy idea of doing something like The Great Escape. I know it's a John Williams track, but I mean, just fuck it. We just have to try, you know? I just have to get through that. I mean, I'm not saying that I just want to fake John Williams, but I just want to make some kind of this track on the Minority Report soundtrack. I really just love it, you know? Even if we just make use of something like the first 8 or the 16 bars and then go along with something. Also, it must take a little while to figure out all these staccato parts and little legato runs. So what do we do with this? Oh, Toby Bass. What do I think about the Project Sam Classic Brass? Yeah, I just used it for a very long time. I think the sounds are really awesome. I need, like, back then when Project Sam released their horns, the French horns, that was like an amazing library. And I got all the brass. I think I got all the CD boxes somewhere in a cupboard. But I think, you know, with all the newer libraries, there is some well, not some better stuff, but, you know, like the technology advanced and something. So I'm not really actually sure if Project Sam kind of like put all their sounds into a new package, but you may want to check this. But yeah, Sam, do you lose a lot of effects, EQ, compression, and so on? So I would say let's just go on and kind of like mix and master this track. And I'm currently not sure how I want to do it. If I do the mixing, I think I would do the mixing right in the stems and then render the stems and bake the reverb and everything all into the stems. So let me just listen to the track first and see if we still... We just have to make this a little bit louder, I think. All right, harp. There is something... Something is still not... I think the... Here we are. Maybe I want to... I think I want to have just show all. Let me just load in some more bassoon patches here. Sustains, because I quickly feel like oh, it's already woods, right? It's just don't create more mess. Let me just okay. Takahashi, no, I don't use expression maps at all. It's basically like a fancy way of key switches, and I simply hate key switches. I can't work with it. It kind of limits my layering approach a little bit, so I'm not using it at all. Okay, so there's something still kind of right. I think that sounds okay. Something is kind of hanging. Oh, this is Araya. So maybe we... Let me check again. It always sounds just have to turn them up a little bit here. It's like octaved melodies always sound kind of strange with MIDI. Let's also add... Bleh. Oh, it's not really the run. It's that little last... Oh, here we are. What is SD1? Eve, are you talking about Studio One? You think you will stick with Cubase? Let me just know why. Let me just read. Oh, check the violence. That was you're talking about, that little bump in the run up. Less attack. Yeah, just the thing. Jazz, do you seriously think that Studio One is wasted time? They won't exist in 2 to 3 years? No, I don't think so. I actually think that Studio One will be the future. The future of you know, like DAWs, because they have like this awesome way of just drag and dropping stuff. And as I said before, you know, the thing is with the mix, actually it takes some time, you know. Even the first time I opened Studio One, it took a little bit of time, of course, to grow on me, but after a while you just see how clean it all is. I mean, if I look at this mixer, I'm not really think if you use, like, I already reduced it. If you use like more things like, you know, sends and all these things, and like the EQs, like switching, where can you... It's, you know, it actually, the funny thing is there is so much going on inside that you can't even find stuff. Or at least I have problems with it. That it's like you have recs, the equalizers. If you just turn these on, it looks completely confusing. So I really like, you can't even, you know, if you just drag an effect over another one, it just opens below the next effect, so you can't even replace stuff quickly and things like this. Well, you know, to be honest, if you check dubious forums, or if you just, you know, Google for, I mean, I remember Cubase was, you know, cracked like from the beginning. I think the dongle does nothing. There will always be a question. And I think if I have like Studio One without a dongle, I can install it on my laptop without taking care of wasting one USB connection, you know. So, I mean, of course, I don't want to get into that kind of sequencer or DAW wars, but to say that Studio One is a waste of time, I definitely have to disagree, because even when I am creating, like right now, I'm creating these MIDI loops. The way like MIDI loops work in Cubase is like a confusing mess, and the way you can do this also with the MIDI loops and everything, just drag and drop. And of course, you can do the same with Cubase, but if you have this sidebar, as I already showed, it always opens up with this. You can't say, let me just show my instruments. No, you get like these icons. It's like, you can see just 5 or 10 of these. You can, of course, get rid of the pictures, but then you see this, and you always have to open it. And if you want to see your the effects, you just see this here. If you just want to pull up your own user presets, you have to go to user presets, then you go to track presets, and then you go to VST instruments. And there I got a little list. I started and didn't continue it, because every time you open a session, you have to do 3 or 4 clicks, whereas in Studio One, you just have to hit a single key, even if you can leave it open, and it always opens up here. So if I want to have my oversight on all the instruments and all the patches I've used, you got it all there. And you simply add it as a favorite, and you can see it on top of everything. So this is like, and I feel like Steinbeck is trying to copy, you're getting into that drag and drop, because like to create an instrument back then, they also integrated this T feature. You just hit track, T for track, and then you can pick something from the list, and then you can add track. And it still is the fastest way to open an instrument in Cubase, because the drag and drop takes too long to open that window. I hope that makes sense. So, yeah, but of course, I mean, if it's if it isn't your cup of tea, I'm just trying to say, you know, that of course I'm not talking to Eve right now, of course, but just to say like it's a waste of time or anything, it's just, I don't know. No, I don't think so. The reason is, of course, yes, that's right. It's a smaller team, but they are. If you see how much patches they just you know, drop out, how much bug fixes and stuff they release, it's really awesome. And the team is really working hard. I definitely know this, because I know I know a good portion of the team. And you know, to be honest, sometimes you see like bugs, they have been in Cubase for years. So of course the same, like the negative delay stuff is also in here. But I think I hope it will be fixed soon. Yeah, DJ Adam, what is the biggest drawback in Studio One besides MIDI delay? I think one of the biggest drawbacks, this is the only reason why I still use Cubase, let me put it like this, is because you can do this, show data or show all instruments, that you can quickly do this. You currently can't do this in Studio One, and the video engine kind of is very tricky to work with. I don't like it in Studio One. You have to work with offset because you don't see the video track and stuff like this. But when it comes to being creative, I really hope that I can hop over to Studio One soon and just, you know, right, as Mr. Toby says, let's focus on the music, because this is what I want to do. I don't want to deal with all these, you know, if you go to the preferences and you want to change something, you look what it's like, what this all is here, you know, what is, you look for something and then you got some audio features, and then you have to look here, and then you find something else, and then so it's just like a big chaotic yeah, right, you can't see bars and time, that's right. So but I'm not really sure if we should get some kind of some harp parts. I think harp is always such a it's takes another probably like an hour to come up with some harp parts. Let's just, come on, let's go for it. Let's just load some harp. Actually, let's load the harp of, let's just try this. Try this one, get a little bit of a taste of, what? Am I kind of stupid? What is the Spitfire player? It's not even in here. Okay, so I think I don't want to install. Yeah, let's just use another library. Whatever. Let's load Contact. Yeah, Cubase didn't even install. I think I used the Spitfire inside Studio One, the Spitfire play to get the harp going. So let me just jump over and quickly load the Project Zem harp. I just have to find it. Project Zem. Orchestral harp. There it is. So we just need the plucked. Okay, so we have, let's load the close microphones. Plucked. I think it's still the old one. Closed ambience mix. Oh, this is the new one. Okay. So. Okay. Okay, so just we use templates, and we are now Ensemble Pro, so we have only waiting times when we start in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe have. That's why I don't use Vienna Ensemble Pro, and I like to work with deactivated tracks, so this minimizes the problem of all that stuff. But okay, so let's come on with some little harp here. So let's put that somewhere down here. And let's route that into the strings bus. Crazy Wa, thanks for following. Okay, let's just go through the track a little bit. So since we're at it, There is one thing, sorry to say this, but there's one thing I love about Studio One. If you just, you know, mark this and you just hit the double function, I mean, it's like here, Control D, and you just copy that, you just copy it right after, you know, the end of the note. And to be honest, I don't understand it, because when you do this in Studio One, it detects automatically the grid you are in, and it means that if you copy these two parts, it does something like this. So you just automatically detects the pattern. I know that I could do this by simply going up here and do this, but you always have to switch in between the arranger window and the you know, the piano roll. Oh, sorry, I just... can use that part. Oops. Okay, I could just play it on the piano, but I can't. So okay, like... I should probably not go that low. and hey Bobby, how are you? Crazy, what is that, guitar or harp? I don't a harp. Okay, yeah, harp. It's harp. Okay. Did I miss something in the chat? Okay, I should probably too long. So let me just finish the harp here for a second. Okay, so I just want to... And typically me, I forgot the chords again I have here. Okay, let's do it like this. Okay, okay, let's... Not sure if it's getting too dark, but maybe just... Okay. No, let's do it like this. here. Okay. No, let's do it like this. Okay. Sometimes I don't even care about the notes. Seriously, I just go like, no, let's finish saving. So like something like this, and then as long as I hit the target note, because sometimes you can't even make out the scale, but don't tell anyone. So let's go with a little bit of horror suspense. Something like this. Fucking mod wheel again. Vilhus, thanks for following. Yeah, most important, storm physics, right. And then doing a video tutorial about it and say, you know, putting that video on your homepage, doing like that harp roll, and just sell yourself as a award. This is the most important thing. I'm an award-winning composer, you have to say, because if you just say composer, you probably don't get the gigs anymore. Come up with something. No, I don't know. Okay, we have to have a roll at the end. Let's see what I did here. No, we just wanted to have a roll at the end here. Let's have something. I don't know. This mod wheel again. What is wrong with you? That kind of works. And that other F sharp. That sounds funny here. Let's... Sounds okay. I think this is the only place where we need a harp. So I don't see any... Oh, sorry. F sharp and another one here. Huh? Oh. We transposed right at the end, so I think that's the only thing where we need harp at the end. I don't feel any like hammering. I mean, we could add so much. We still don't have timpanis, but I don't really feel the need of. So I think we could get a little bit into. Let's just put that ugly sidebar away here. So I don't... Oh, that's Matthew. Yeah, that's a nice trick. When recording, you can drag your mouse pointer over the keys in the piano roll editor. Then your mouse becomes the pitch moving device. All touched keys are recorded. Yeah. You know, there is still so much stuff I don't know, to be honest. It's kind of funny. There's so much to explore out there. It's kind of overkill. But yeah, thanks for mentioning that. I should try. The other thing, what is really saving a lot of time is doing like step sequencing. But I never did this. I actually don't even, I really had to look within like I think during the last days, I was just watching tutorials or digging up, you know, kind of a whatever YouTube channel about how to work with a step sequencer that you can just play like an arpeggio and then you have like 8 notes. I didn't know how to use that before. Yes, the Germans do it with one swipe. Yeah, I practiced, you know, what do you do during the night, you know, like I'm just practicing harp glissandi. So I think we can get a little bit into mixing. So let's just do some decent mixing here. Let's just... play. Eh? Oh, sorry, that was... It's also in the... Oh, I don't even have strings right here. Let me just... We have no strings playing here, so I think we should fix that. We should actually... I hope this works. We should actually... Let's... we should kind of double... I don't know. We should come up with kind of like a... Saiyan Slayer, thanks for following. Oh no. So listen what the choir does. Choir, where are you? Der Tilo zockt. Thanks for following. I would be very surprised if you aren't another German guy. Thanks for following. We just... Okay, so it's the same part. Okay, and we do the following, we just make it 16th notes here, so... Sounds kind of weird, but I love it. Yeah, Jess, dude, you're right. Less is more in this kind of. It's always. I think sometimes it's useful, especially when you have like choirs, percussions going on, to not take care of like because we could still go on and do like timpani stuff. We could totally rework the entire. We could like add 1,000 things. But as I mentioned before, you're absolutely right. When you have like the sound design approach, you have like a movie, there are like 3 guys in the front of a big war and there's stuff happening in the background, or even in like 10 meters away from them. You don't do sound design for all of these things. You just do where the focus is on. And I think this is the point also when it comes to working on epic music, that you don't go that entire orchestral approach by making it everything orchestral, painstakingly orchestrated well, but to be effective in terms of a epic track. But I think I just want to stay away from using like synth to have like sub-synth going on or anything. So let's get yes, right, Mr. Toby Bass, it's Storm Choir Ultimate. I can just quickly pull that up if you want. So this is yeah, these are strings, not choir. pretty impressive library, because usually the thing is, what I really love about it, similar to Oceania, it's like that you have like these 8 syllables here, and you just press keys and you have like a decent attack going on. But you can also play very subtle stuff, and it always sounds like as if they sing words. Yeah, Oceania definitely would fit, but I'm just waiting for Oceania 2, then I will jump, because I don't think... I mean, I could get it, but I think I have Stormquire, it works well, it's my go-to library, but I definitely look forward to get Oceania 2, and I think since it has been already, you know, like I think they already put out examples of it, so I think the release isn't like a year from now or something, so... So, I think let's get a little bit into mixing. So we got the harp going. I think let's just move on and do a little bit of... Let's just take care of this in a... Saving. What is going on here? I should cycle this. Brip. What? Huh? Okay, yeah. Why not? Oh, we already took care of this. Okay. Let me just enter this demo. You need to be equipped level 1000 gear as well. Actually, you don't. I mean, thank you so much, Johnny Day Studio. Also, you know, you're only a level 1 composer. I mean, you know, it's like, I don't care what, you know, what the level is. We all started with like being a level 1 composer. It's just all a matter of just, you know, intensively listening to music and trying to understand all these sections. And of course there are people out there that would blow a track out like this in like an hour, probably, like speed composing and being versatile piano keyboard players. It's just a matter of just, you know, sticking to it, and just, if somebody says you shit, just doing this and say, okay, then I make it better, you know. And try to find out if that person is just, you know, jealous of what you have achieved so far. That's kind of flattering, but I think, yeah, made a pact with the devil. I sold my soul, you know. But as I recently said, like, Jesus' soul purchased my MIDI packs. So I was really flattered that Jesus bought my MIDI packs. Okay, yeah, I mean, as I said before, also, we could spend way more time on mixing individual sections and cleaning up the mix a little bit more. The trombone is actually a little bit, the, you know, cinematic studio brass trombone is a little bit nasty here. I think the choir is still a little bit. There's too much. Wait. Maybe a little bit less reverb. And I think I already did this just to make sure that the close microphones are a little, that the reverb is off. Yes. Okay, and some mastering. We still don't have anything going on here. I would just start with, let's put some drummer on here. Sam, yeah, we're talking about this all the time, you know, like bus routing effect advices. I would just say, you know, doing about effect advices come with while creating the music, talk about this. But in generally, I mean, my routing is not really complex. I got all my instruments here, and then they go into buses. And then I have a string, a brass, and a woodwind, and all these other things here. An orchestral percussion, melodic percussion, some guitar tracks you don't see right now because my big head is on the way, in the way. And synth and bass is movie percussion, so all these things are currently playing. So basically what you see right now are the buses, and this is in general all what I'm doing, and then all these buses go into my main stereo output, and then we do some additional mastering here on that. That was English accent. Masterings. Mastering. I'm not, let's load some, I don't know what OGT can do for us here in this track, but we can make it definitely more epic. Something like this. I kind of like it already. OTT is good with everything. Hey Carsten, thanks for this, for the großes Kino. Yeah, I think that makes a pretty decent, you know, main theme. So usually what I do, if this would be an epic track and I just have to deliver it to a client, I would send them stems. So what I would do is always like open my, let me just check if there's nothing in here. Some kind of stuff I'm working on. I have to be careful. So if you'd say like the cool thing about basically like Studio One 2, it's not just Cubase, but I could simply activate all these group channels in here. And now I got all these group channels active. I want to send stuff out so we don't have, what I typically do is opening the mixer again and just playing the track from the beginning and see what has been used. So we see strings, brass, we have woodwinds going on, we have orchestral percussions, and then we have the movie percussions. So I can just activate these strings, brass, woodwinds, melodic percussion. The orchestra, we don't want to, because this bus I have to do some additional tweaking to just the orchestra, just in case if I have additional percussions and stuff going. We don't have any synth bass, drums. We don't have any hits, risers, downers, no keys, no S effects. So this would basically be everything what I would, you know, export right now. So let me just, oh, not the naming scheme. File location. Oh, here. So I think I had this adventure track. So I could do like a folder doing stems and then export that here. Of course, we could, take like the entire processing doing that stuff. I'm not going to do it right now because I did like all the mastering right in the, let's say, with the arrangement. This is what you want to do basically. Sam, yeah, that's right. Stems, remember me, client. I want stems because I can delete the woodwinds. That's really so funny. I don't understand. It's like when I was working on a game track once, and there was like an oboe in there, like just playing like a little run, and he said, "Just mute the trumpet." I don't like the trumpet. So I think so for now, I would call that track finished, kind of. How long did we need? Like 2 hours 45. So all in all, we needed like, I think 2 hours for the first stream. The second stream was like 3 hours 30 something, as far as I remember. And again, 2 hours. So roughly like, 2 weeks. All in all, it's like 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. That's 2 weeks, definitely. Yeah, round about like 9 hours something. Let's just listen to this one again. Actually, sorry, but there is. Oh, I just thought I stopped the stream. So it's kind of tricky when you are in OBS doing something and you hit space, you just stop whatever you're doing. So that was a little bit shocked. So I think there was one. Yeah, this cello, they sound stop a little bit abrupt. So I just. That's better. think that sounds pretty decent. I'm kind of happy with it. And the other thing is, I would also just, even if I wouldn't be, I mean, if I listen to that track in like 2 or 3 weeks, I think like, oh man, this sucks. I could do something different, and then, but that just means that you kind of, maybe not like after 2 or 3 weeks, but maybe like 6 months or something, that you're progressing, that you do something, and that you would do something else. But I'm kind of happy with how it sounds. So, but at some point I see that track as kind of a, a photograph. Just, it's done, kind of, maybe some little tweaks, but I think that's pretty cool. So I could do the stems and then definitely have this uploaded, as a YouTube track, putting it on YouTube, maybe doing a little video and talking quickly about all the instruments, what we did. But actually, I don't need to do this because we have the live stream of this going to YouTube also. Maybe I will do it. I don't know. And and also to my Patreon account. This just have to do the shameless self-promotion. So if you support me on Patreon, I think you find the links below on YouTube. I definitely have to do the same on Twitch, that you find the links. But there should be some links below to my website, so you find the Patreon stuff, just in case if you are interested. You get a nice little spot on my Discord server. You turn to golden, and then you get like some also exclusive access to some goodies. And so I think that track sounds okay. So I will also put these stems and maybe the entire session on my Patreon account. I think it starts on I think I put it that I set it on the $5 tier, so you have access to the stems and the MIDI files and stuff like this. But of course, this would be just for educational purpose. Yes. So I probably is kind of, as I said, I will definitely release the song on YouTube to listen to, just as a like a track. I will probably also put it on Bandcamp and SoundCloud or whatever, just to have it everywhere. If you have a blow-up doll of me created, could you put it in your chair so people think it's me who has done this music? Yeah. Maybe you can send me like a mask of your face and I can put it on myself like the Periphery guys do all the time. They just have masks of their faces and then they exchange their faces all the time. So I could do that maybe for a few seconds. So otherwise people would probably get too scared. Crazy why? I still don't know. I think I have a Bandcamp account. I will put it on YouTube. I don't put my tracks. Let me start again. I'm not signed up with a service like DistroKid or something that it will be available on, Apple Music and Spotify and all these things. I will just see, but I will definitely put it out on YouTube. Probably on SoundCloud too. I will put the monetization on, that there is a little bit of something coming back in return. Yes, so that's it for this track. Right, a German has no name. A German will release it wherever he thinks the time is right and the location. So just in case, and I just have to do that shameless self-promotion, there is one thing I did. I'm not really sure if you had seen that. I released kind of few MIDI packs, which may help you, maybe just for educational purpose, or if you're just, we all know, hand on the heart, it's like how the industry works. Sometimes you have like a deadline and you just have to finish like a 5 minutes of music. And then you're sitting there, it's like, shit, how do I come along and trying to get like an entire arrangement of strings done? But this is what I did, and it's kind of cool because I can just open this in Cubase right away because I created MIDI packs. So I just have currently 2 packs out there. I can just quickly, drop you the link to my store. Just quickly, a little bit, the shameless self-promotion here. So you can check out the store. And what I basically did with these MIDI packs is that I prepared it for Studio One and for Cubase. And if you just load one of these, let me just load one raging string. No, we are not in 4/4. Where we are? Where we? What is it like the time? Why is it? Oh, here. So we're in 6/8. So probably that would be a good way to open the adventure strings. So I got like these loops in here, and they are saved like this, that if I open like an no, let's not open an arpeggio. Let's load some kind of loop, and you can drag this onto some. Can you see that right now? So I drag it on an let me just turn on the grid on a full bar, something, and then I just drag it in here on an empty space. And what happens? It loads the library. So in this case, it's nucleus strings, the spiccatos. And if I just play this, you get this. So it's kind of, I'm not really sure what you got in your head in terms of a movie or something. I don't know, but may you be just interested in doing something for to see how at least I work. I'm not saying that this is music theory wise and orchestral arrangement wise perfect, but it just works for trailers, especially when you have these like these dense chords going on. So you can just drag, like these loops. Let's load another one. Let's load loop 2, and I can just drag it in here, and then it opens, and then... Yeah, it basically works with just in case if you don't have Studio One or a Cubase, you can use it in FL Studio, you can use it in Logic, whatever program imports MIDI. I basically have like 3 folders. I can just quickly pull that up. Let's just open the MIDI loop packs. So I just got the adventure strings done. And if I open that folder, for example, raging strings, this is like 4/4 trailer battle stuff, kind of whatever you want to call it. Like I got a Cubase folder in here, so you got all these loops in here. You can put that right into Cubase. I have like a little manual in here you can open, and it's just like a simple description. If you just have the MIDI stuff, you can just place it on whatever instrument track you want. If you have Studio One, there's a little explanation of how to install this into Studio One. Or how to install this into Cubase. And of course, like the end user license agreement says, you can use that, of course, in your commercial productions. So you're not limited to, just for creative purpose. You can use that if you have a trailer CD coming on. I think it should be self-explanatory that if I sell that package, that probably other people bought it too. So you may want to change a few bits or parts, or maybe you use it and you just, slam it with other instruments and just using as, let's say, like a starting point where to go. You can just, and because it's MIDI stuff, you can change it. You can change anything. So let me just quickly go up here. It's like, how is it solved in Studio One is better, but I just do it here. So in my new package, in the raging strings, I got arpeggios, I got bass lines, full arrangements, and I also got moving rhythms. So if I just open full arrangements, you get like 20 arrangements, and there is always a low version, but it doesn't mean that I just lowered like the velocity. I also, or let's say I created some kind of an arrangement. Let me just stop fucking, talking, just load it. So this is 4/4. And if I put it in here, it has been optimized for Albion 1. So if you just open the track, it's automatically an instrument track, and you get like the spiccato strings of Albion 1 in here. So you get this, and then you got the next file. So please keep in mind we are in 4/4 right now. So this is kind of, for me, it's always difficult to think to switch from 6/8 to 4/4. So that's the shameless self-promotion bit. And just delete these so we don't get into. So if you're interested, I just have this on my store. If you have any questions, let me know, of course, and hopefully nothing. Oh, I think Cubase crashed. No, it didn't. It just needed a while to delete the tracks. So saving. Yes, it's kind of tricky to say like John Williams style time, because I'm definitely not, I'm definitely not worthy to even try to get into this. But I just love that track so much. I don't want it played right now because I don't want to receive another copyright claim, even though I don't probably monetize. Well, maybe I can monetize this stream, but yes, I will definitely try to come up with something like in the style of this. Enderton's Great Escape is the track. It's called on Minority Report. And so I tried to come up with something like this. So it's basically like an action escaping scene, like chasing scene stuff. So we will see how that goes. And then, of course, you guys can let me know what you want. Let me just switch again. So. There's also like a meme, right? When it says like how Germans do stuff, that they always just say before they start working on something, they just say so, and then they just continue with doing it. It's like, it's similar to what when you want to start breakfast or something, to like put everything on the table, and then you say so, and then you start eating. Mina, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words. I really appreciate. And the next MIDI pack is, I have something in the works. Let me say that much. It will be not just a MIDI pack or several MIDI packs, but it will be, let's say, bigger arrangements and entire sessions. So it won't be just like MIDI packs. I will of course continue to do this also with the sample library stuff, but I think for the following, what I also want to try and see if how people receive this is offering like entire sessions in Studio One and Cubase, also using internal plugins, so stock plugins, so that when you open a session and, for example, you have whatever, just throwing in something like Metropolis Arc 1 or, like Albion 1, basically like libraries everyone kind of has. And then you can just open the entire session and you got it all there, and you got like building blocks over there for like an intro, for like middle part, for like an ending part. So I think that would be pretty fun to have, maybe for studying reasons or whatever. So let me just quickly go through the... Will I watch some Wacker next days? I'm not really sure. I don't know. Maybe I will just watch something from it, but I'm not really sure if I will do that. Let me just quickly read something. Maybe I missed something. Yes. Yeah, so if I prepare sessions like this, it will probably be a bundle, of tracks. So I think that would be pretty cool. So it's not just one simple track. And it also doesn't, I just want to clarify that it doesn't have anything to do with templates like Dirk does, because, we chat once in a while and we don't want to, I don't want to, because he does it and it's brilliant that he's offering these templates, and that's completely cool. But I think when it comes to like MIDI packs, I just thought about going like a little bit further and saying like, okay, I offer like, I don't know, 5 or 10 tracks, and just sell these as a bundle, which is basically like MIDI packs, but more focused towards having some kind of a starting point. You know, it's see it as a kind of a palette of like a painting palette, and you just got all the colors and you got some sketching ideas or something, just in case if you don't want to start. And you know, I would be, if these things would have been around when I started, just to speak in the mind of an aspiring musician or aspiring composer, if I would have these back then when I started out, I would have been really happy. You know, it's if imagine you could have like, not I'm saying that I'm like this, but imagine if Hans Zimmer would just release a session like this and you could, you know, check his head what he's doing. So that would have been great. And to be honest, I was, you know, talking to someone on Skype this afternoon, and we talked a little bit about these approaches. And I mean, it would have been really great if there would have been something around like these MIDI packs back in the day. Because reading score, I mean, I can read like notes and I can just, you know, sit down with the guitar or the piano and just make out some stuff in my head, what is going on here. But I am way more better when I'm just, you know, just don't want to switch screens. But if I just mark all instruments, or let's the entire session, and just open it with MIDI, and if I see like the little starship, I call them, you know, because they always look like starships. Let me just quickly, you know, switch again. All these tracks, they always sound like little starships. And when I see these starships, it helps me so much to see what is going on, what the instrumentation is. And maybe we should, you know, just maybe focus on woodwinds, brass and strings, and not the percussions. So you can see like the entire harmonic structure, what is going on. And this helps so much. You know, for example, I can see that there's a lag here in this kind of area. I could probably work around on this a little bit more, but as I said, I see the songs more like a photography. So, Borby, you have a question. If you got something, just write it, and I hope I don't miss it. Jazz Dude, you saw that there is a free, oh my French, of adventure strings on the webpage. A free, it's like a, yeah. Yes, there is a free, I just put a freebie, you know, just in case if you just want the, want to try it out, you just, you know, get on my mailing list, and don't worry, I'm not sending out spam. I most likely send out an email once a week, and it's most likely, you know, about new YouTube videos or some kind of business approaches or some little helpful things. And then, you know, sometimes there is like a product in here just in case if I release a new library or something. Could we do a private video jam with guitar someday? To be honest, currently, that sounds like a great idea, but currently I definitely don't any time to do this right now. I still have this. Yeah, it's funny because I say that for like 3 or 4 weeks that I'm still working on that game trailer. It's still in the works. I actually got 2 projects I finished last year. Kind of like November. It's still not released. I still can't say anything. It's so funny when you have like a project that is like, you know, in the shadows for like 3, how do you say, let's say like almost a year. It's kind of funny. So I can tell the genre. Actually, there's one project I can't say. The other project which is done for that very long time is for a very very well known MMO video game. So, but I can't say more. It doesn't, you know, even if you just slam out some names, I won't tell anything. But I don't even know if it has been already released, but you know how it is. Like they implement some kind of sound packs and then put it into the game and release it. And we will see. I will keep you posted. Not saying anything. Don't try. Yes, so just in case, dude, if you're interested to get like the free pack, just sign up with your email and you get like, I think for the adventurous pack, is it like, I think 3 of these arrangements I'm just selling, you know, with a full package. Yeah, guess. Hey, yeah, it's like MIDI packs are a look behind the curtain, right? So even, you know, it's like, as I said before, even if it's just like for you know, to see how someone is working, this is always a great way, because, you know, most of the time you get the score of someone and people sell the score, but I mean, look at like an orchestral score. What can you do with it? Of course, I understand the necessity of writing great orchestral arrangements, but I think in terms of an educational process, yes, it does something, but you cannot convert it right away into something that is sound. You can listen to the music and sit there on your chair like, oh, you know, it's like reading the sheet paper. But I mean, just fuck it. I just want to load that track into my template and just grab something and see the piano roll and see what is going on. See like all these notes and these MIDI events. Oh, Alan, really? If you already signed up for the emails, I don't think it lets you get anything. I tried it myself actually many times. So every time I'm trying a sign up form, I just get it just works. I get this package. So I am on my own, you know, in my own ConvertKit account, I'm signed up with a different email simply, and every time I put my email and my name in there, I can download this pack. Yeah, you could do that. Try another email. And you can unsubscribe from someone just in case if you're getting annoyed. Animal Crossing. Yeah, I should play that again. Okay, so it worked for you. So maybe, yeah, just try another email. Maybe it could be that there's sometimes like a little downtime and they just do like the come on now. There's no problem. I'm not feel offended when somebody's unsubscribing from my email. Of course, sometimes you see like you send out an email and you have like suddenly 40 people unsubscribing or 30. But this is how it works, you know. It's just the way it works that a lot of people unsubscribe. But it's not that they hate you or something. It's like, email from Alex unsubscribing. I hate that guy. But sometimes it's just like you just don't want to receive that many emails. And maybe you got like 5, you know, promotional emails with saying like 24 hours left, 12 hours left. And then there's this Pfeffer guy coming along. So I don't take any of this personal. Don't worry. Oh, Seema, I didn't realize that you... I didn't mention you. Seema GT, thanks so much for the following. Yes, so I think I would call it a day for tonight. I will be definitely online on... I'm not really sure yet if I will be online on the weekend, maybe Sunday, maybe a little bit earlier. I'm not really sure. Or Monday, and then again on Wednesday again. Yes, yeah, right. You remember Daniel James said, start the composing journey on a song, and who gives a fuck how to get there? Right. I mean, look at me. I mean, if you followed my stream for a longer time, you know, I'm not the best piano player, you know, so I just pick that stuff. And even I'm not saying that he's you know, bad at an instrument or something, but Alex McCullough, he's just working in FL Studio and he's just clicking in each of these notes. He's just working with a mouse and painting it all. And everybody got their way to work. You know, if I get really like jealous if I see like Mike Patty, for example, of Cinesamples, and just like quick composing, speed composing, something, you know, 100 times better like this in like 2 hours. And then you sit there and shit, I should up my piano game, you know? So this is But in the end, it doesn't matter how you do it. The only thing that counts is how it sounds at the end. So in this case of this track we just did here in these 8-9 hours, it's pretty decent. And that basically underlines what Daniel said. If you just deliver that to a customer, to a client or a producer. I never had a producer saying, Alex, but I can clearly hear you. You are not that a good keyboard player. Something doesn't. It sounds generally good, but somehow I can hear that you just clicked or painted some notes into this, and I never heard that. So somebody's either pleased, and you can do the most versatile, complex piano player on the planet. It doesn't mean that you write good music, and it doesn't mean whatever. So the most important thing is what comes out at the end. Speed composing mouse only. Yeah, we should do that at some point. Right. Okay, so I think I would call it a day for tonight. I will keep you posted when I'm online, most likely on Twitter. It's almost the best platform to follow, or even on my Discord server. You just find just in case you want to join the Discord community. I think we just passed like 600 members. It's really crazy. And also I passed like 8,000 subscribers on YouTube. This is really huge. And the same happened recently on Twitch too. It's like always a tenth of like YouTube currently. So I think it's like 800 something. Considering that I just started streaming on Twitch, like I think on January. So it's 833. So we're getting close to the 1,000. Yes. Okay. Yeah, next time with a cup of coffee. Okay, so thanks everyone for being here, and I wish you guys a great week, a great weekend, just in case if we don't see before Friday or Saturday. And I will keep you posted when I will be online the next time. And until then, take care and see you soon. Bye. Thanks everyone for being here.